In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The Word became flesh and dwelt among us. I'm going to share with you the most powerful 3 words that will completely transform your life. Be sure to stay till the end, and I will show you scientifically how this thought-provoking process works. These powerhouse words can be added to your daily meditation practice, affirmations, intentional writing, or just simply saying out loud after stating your desires and wishes. Before we dive into the magical words that can help you along the way to clearing the muck, I need to present an important disclaimer. The person you are today before thoroughly cleaning and clearing may be a completely different person tomorrow, with different desires and wishes. So it's important that you really think about the power of hooponopono and the words you use on a routine basis. As a result of your deep cleaning efforts and inspired actions through this Hawaiian healing method, the person you are now may not even want the same job, relationship, or goals after clearing the divine path to freedom. The more you clean, you will see some desires and shiny objects become less attractive. You become so in love with the new you and divine wisdom that you won't even care about certain things that once were valued. Understanding the true purpose of hooponopono is finding the sweet spot in the middle, the inspiration within and aligning with divinity. Morrnah Simeona, the teacher, prophet, respected Kahuna, and healer who introduced the ancient hooponopono practice to the modern world in 1974, used these simple 3 words quite often. Most people are familiar with the 4 phrases of hooponopono, but this shortened, skimmed-over Western version that was created after Morrnah's death in 1992. The phrases, "I love you," "Please forgive me," "I'm sorry," and "thank you" are not accurately based on ancient Hawaiian wisdom or origins, but rather an updated version spoken by Morrnah's student Hawaiian. He often recited these phrases during his inner child meditation and then became widely popular through his co-authored book Zero Limits. Morrnah intentionally placed these magical words, "It is done," at the end of several of her hooponopono cleansing prayers. In fact, these very 3 magical words, "it is done," have been used by many wisdom teachers, shamans, and sages around the world in other spiritual practices. Saying and believing with truthful intentions, "it is done," allows the full transmutation of divine energy into the 0-point field. For example, when I say the words, "it is done," versus just "thank you," you can feel the difference. Morrnah received her prayer during direct downloads from God. If this information is helpful, please consider hitting the subscribe button. We thank you for joining us on the path of inspired action and living an authentic life. Morrnah came from a long line of healers and teachers. These early Hawaiians and Polynesians were very in touch with the psychological aspects of the inner being, long before Carl Jung's teachings arrived in the West. The Hawaiian people had a cultural practice similar to a modern-day manifestation technique, a form of auto-suggesting an idea or belief. For any thought to become accepted into the subconscious mind, ho'apu, or thought implanting, would be enforced by the act of repeating chants and olis over and over, affirming your desired outcome. Morrnah placed many thought-implanting phrases in her prayers and affirmations like this one: "I am and will always be in my right place in time for my own individual growth, personal success and happiness to allow me to fully use my talents in this lifetime." She said that after you speak the words, "it is done," you will feel a letting go sensation come over you as you affirm it with emotion. As you start to clean and affirm your true destiny, you will become more aligned to divine purpose rather than your lower egoic willpower. Perhaps you've discovered hooponopono for energetic reasons. Hawaiians, Polynesians, and many Eastern practices like Hinduism are physically and spiritually connected. Somewhere between 1500 to 2000 years ago, Hawaiians originally coming from Malaysian territories, brought to the new Polynesian islands evidence indicating they had knowledge of the great Brahmanic philosophy. Specifically the wisdom of esoteric sources like the Agrachada Paritrai and many other tablets or books of wisdom. It is said that this sacred teaching of the East spread westward to Madagascar, Chaldea, Persia, Egypt, Greece, and Palestine, then further eastward to the Pacific Ocean and Polynesian territories. Many magical incantations and prayers are quite similar, if not shockingly the same teachings of some of those from the East. For example, the Holy Trinity of the Father, Mother, and Child. In India, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva are comparative to the respective order of Kanaloa, Hina, and Lono of Hawaii. I can't leave out one of the most significant spiritual words in both cultures, known as a sacred energy and power that one may be born with or attain as an initiate, known as mana. One of the most revered words synonymously to both cultures and wisdom teachings. According to early Christian Gnostics, the Gospel of Thomas 22 says, when you make the two into a single one, when you make the inner into the outer and the high into the low. The soul must first be restored within for transformation and renewal achievement to occur on the outer physical body. With the tongue, you receive a blessing on your life or a curse. Our very thoughts and words hold significant spiritual power to manifest all our desires, or cause a life of suffering as a result of free will. It is your choice, as you are creating your reality based on the very thoughts and emotions. Morrnah gifted you and I her secret recipe to healing yourself and others. So how does Morrnah's prayer and positive affirmations signal the body scientifically for cleansing, healing, or complete restoration?
So now, the DNA basically is the God molecule that actually is the blueprint for how to make a human being. Every molecule, every protein, every substance in your body was coded for, programmed for, in the DNA. But how did it get expressed as a protein, say in muscle or bone? How did that get expressed physically, out of a word? How did it manifest into flesh? That's the messenger RNA. See, the mRNA, the small case M stands for messenger. So it's almost theological. If DNA is the God molecule, well, how does God communicate with the world? He sends messengers, prophets, teachers, with a message. So in the cell of a body, okay, suppose some injury took place. Say, suppose you cut your skin, like I got a little thing here. Okay, so a message went to the cell from the DNA. Oh, there was a protein that got destroyed in some cell. We need 300 of those units to replace what got destroyed. So the messenger RNA comes out with that message to code for that protein. And then the cell gets busy and makes 300 copies of that exact protein, fixes whatever the injury was. We call that healing. We take it for granted. But how did it happen? The DNA was in charge and gave a command to the messenger RNA to go make a protein. This creation taking place at every minute, every second. Why? Because it's God that's at the very center of our being. DNA is just...
Thanks for watching.